Alright, with both acts of Stardust Speedway in the clear now, we move on to the boss act where we appear in the good future, and right away, the extra life is right up here, along with a set of speed shoes, which will actually come in handy considering what this boss fight is. So after one long jump, we'll speed on right over here, and here we find the Metal Sonic we encountered earlier in this game, who kidnapped Amy. So, obviously he's going to be the boss fight. Oh, dodge this shit, by the way. That if he hits you with that, it hurts you. It's kind of a cheap shot. But anyway, on with the boss. And as you can see, it's a race. We'll be racing Metal Sonic this time around. So, there's a few strategies you can fight this boss fight with. First of all, don't go fucking backwards like I just did. Step one. Alright, basically what you want to do, and this is just my strategy, so keep that in mind. There's other ways to fight this, but I actually find it better if you stay just behind him, just like I'm doing right now. That way you don't have to keep dodging that attack and you won't keep getting hit, and then just before the race is over, you're going to want to speed ahead of him. And you'll be able to tell when it's almost the end of the race. The terrain kind of flattens out. But there are these platforms up above that you can actually use to go ahead of him and not get hit by that. But if you fall behind, he turns on this shock barrier that, hurts you if you hit him. But thanks to those double spikes, it was actually a close call. But in the end, Sonic prevails. And one last thing, that laser beam is a one-hit kill once you've started the race. And now, what to do with Amy. I don't know, she seems like kind of a handful, The very first thing she ever did when she saw Sonic was chase after him. Well, as much as I'd love to rip off the guys over at Brain Scratch Comms, I won't be stealing their joke today. Alright, Amy, look, we're gonna have some rules, okay? Alright. Yeah, this chick is absolutely bonkers for Sonic, and that will be continuing through the whole series. Sonic will never see the end of this. Look, you can even tell by the look in his eyes. He's like, fuck, this is never going to end now. Alright, but here we move on to the final zone of the game. Metallic Madness. Yeah, this is, indeed, a decently designed last level. It treats you like a last level would. It's not quite as bad as Scrap Brain Zone from Sonic 1, but if you can, pay attention to the obstacles and everything, you'll actually see that it's somewhat based off of Scrap Brain. It adds a bunch of new things, but at the same time, it also reuses a couple of things that Scrap Brain Zone did. So, these barrels going up and down, they're moving at a different speed, but ultimately it's the same obstacle. And those platforms that flip over, there's none on the screen right now, but they're pretty common here. Obviously, there weren't any future signs in Scrap Brain Zone. You see these things right here. Those were in Scrap Brain Zone. No, but yeah, here's Metallic Madness, the very last zone of the game, and I actually have no interest in trying to time travel here. There aren't that many areas in this level that are wide open so that you can sustain your speed. It's kind of enclosed a little bit. So we won't be seeing the past, but we will actually be seeing the good future of this level since we're going to be going to the boss level. And, the boss level is always in the future. So, until then, this is our view. Yeah, these Metallic Madness levels, I wouldn't say they're terribly hard, but they do challenge you a little bit more than the other levels of the game. I don't know what I would consider the hardest level of this game, because Collision Chaos can give me trouble sometimes, but I don't really find myself ever really dying in Sonic CD. So there's Act 1 of Metallic Madness, and actually, that's one more thing that I could address about this game really quick. This game, what Sonic 1 called acts, this game calls zone. Instead of the entire level being the zone, each individual act is a zone. So there's Zone 1, you see it will say Zone 2 now. I don't know what they call, I don't know what they call the actual zones themselves. I guess you could call them worlds, because the thing is, the word zone was a part of the name of the zones. Like, it was Green Hill Zone, it was Labyrinth Zone, Spring Yard Zone. This is just Metallic Madness, Wacky Workbench, Palm Tree Panic. There's no word for it in this game. They're calling the individual act zones now. So we are in Zone 2 of Metallic Madness. I think I've been calling them acts the entire game. So, that's just what I know them as. I'm just going to stick with that too, because why break that consistency? There's no point to it. I guess that's how they do things on the Sega CD, huh? They like to switch it up a little bit. Why not? Not a terrible idea. Well, to get back to the gameplay, we're going to be entering an area of this level where it starts to repeat itself if you don't pay attention. The level leads you to think that you're progressing, but you're going to realize that you're going through the same stuff over and over again. And not only that, well, we'll see when we get there. Am I going backwards? I don't know, this part of the level always makes it feel like I'm going backwards. No, okay, yeah, this is the way to go. Oh, and down here, it can be difficult to see what you're supposed to do because this thing that I'm riding here looks like just part of the scenery sometimes. But no, you jump on it and you ride it, you know, not ride it, but you make it walk across this floor here. And then you have enough height to make this jump here. Also, watch out for this guy. These guys' fucking explosion is huge. It's not like the ones in Starlight Zone. These guys are the real deal. But anyway, introducing Mini Sonic. That's right. We got zapped by a laser that shrunk Sonic. It shrunk him completely. So, yeah, we'll be progressing through the level as a miniature Sonic for a little bit. And the part I was talking about is coming up now, where you start to repeat. You see that barrier there? That little barrier? Yeah, keep that in mind. But anyway, as Mini Sonic, you can still spin dash, but I don't think you can super peel out. And I don't know, they don't do much to utilize the fact that he's small. There's just some areas where the hole is too small for regular Sonic to squeeze through, like, you know, right here. But once you fall down here, this barrier right here opens, making you think that's the way to go, but it's a trick. Don't go over there, because that's the level. That's the part of the level you were just at with the, you know, you were just there, and that's the way of keeping you trapped as Mini Sonic. But anyway, we get zapped once again, and Sonic is back to his normal state. What are they playing at, giving me the speed shoes in a level where you don't even get to go that fast all the time? I don't really understand that. So, this part, these things falling down, you're just going to want to stand in the, you know, stand where the gap is. And they keep coming down, but if you're quick enough, you can make the jump after just 2 platforms. Because I am not interested in waiting for like 5 of those things to fall down. They do not move quick enough for that. But anyway, that'll be the end of part 6, and we'll move on to the final level of this game in part 7, where we take on the final boss and encounter the only bottomless pit in Sonic CD.